Imagine two gardens, one wilted and thirsty, the other vibrant and flourishing amidst the heat. Which would you prefer? Picture the first, gasping for water under the scorching sun, its leaves drooping in despair. Now, envision the second, standing tall and confident, unfazed by the dry conditions, its foliage lush and lively. The stark contrast is undeniable. But what makes the second garden thrive when the first withers? The secret to the flourishing garden? Drought-tolerant gardening. So, what exactly is drought-tolerant gardening? Well, it's a gardening strategy that focuses on using plants and techniques that can thrive in dry conditions and require minimal watering. The core of drought-tolerant gardening lies in its approach to water conservation. Many of us are used to the idea of plentiful watering as a necessary part of garden maintenance, but drought-tolerant gardening flips this on its head, teaching us that it's possible to cultivate a vibrant and lush garden while drastically reducing our water usage. But it's not just about saving water. Drought-tolerant gardening is also a response to our changing climate, which is leading to more frequent and severe periods of drought in many parts of the world. By embracing drought-tolerant gardening, we're preparing our gardens to withstand these harsh conditions and helping to conserve our precious water resources. This approach to gardening has a multitude of benefits. Not only does it reduce the need for regular watering, but it also decreases the risk of plant disease and pest infestation. Plus, it encourages the growth of native plants, which are naturally adapted to local conditions and can provide habitat for local wildlife. So, how does it work? It's all about smart plant selection, efficient irrigation techniques, and thoughtful garden design. But we'll delve deeper into those aspects in the upcoming scenes. Drought-tolerant gardening is not just about surviving, but thriving in dry conditions. So, let's dive further into this fascinating world of water-wise gardening and discover how you can create your own resilient garden oasis. What makes a garden drought-tolerant? A question worth asking, and the answer lies in three simple yet crucial factors. First, let's talk about soil. The foundation of any garden, it plays a pivotal role in water conservation. Drought-tolerant gardens typically have well-draining soil, allowing excess water to seep away quickly, preventing waterlogging. But it's not just about the drainage. These soils are often enriched with organic matter, which aids in retaining just enough moisture to nourish the plants, without making the roots overly soggy. Our second stop is mulching. This unsung hero of gardening not only suppresses weeds but also reduces evaporation from the soil surface. By acting as a protective blanket, mulch maintains soil moisture and keeps plant roots cool during those scorching summer days. Organic mulch, such as compost or shredded bark, can even improve soil fertility as it decomposes over time. Lastly, we have proper plant spacing. In a drought-tolerant garden, plants are given room to breathe. This reduces competition for water and nutrients and allows plants to grow deep, healthy root systems. Spacing your plants correctly also promotes better air circulation, which can help prevent plant diseases. So there you have it, soil composition, mulching, and proper plant spacing, the trifecta of drought-tolerant gardening. These features work together to create a garden that's not just beautiful, but also environmentally conscious. Choosing the right plants is crucial for a drought-tolerant garden. Imagine a garden full of plants that not only survive but thrive in dry conditions. That's the magic of selecting the right plants for a drought-tolerant garden. Let's take a journey through some of the top contenders that can turn your garden into a resilient oasis. Firstly, we have the perennials, the long-term residents of your garden. Plants like the yarrow, with its vibrant flowers, not only add a splash of color but are champions of enduring dry spells. They require minimal watering, making them a perfect fit for your water-efficient garden. Then there are the lavender plants, adored not just for their fragrant flowers, but also for their ability to withstand dry conditions. They require well-drained soil and plenty of sunshine, a perfect match for those sun-soaked spots in your garden. Next up, succulents. These little wonders store water in their leaves, stems, or roots, making them incredibly drought-tolerant. Think of the jade plant with its glossy, plump leaves, or the aloe vera, a plant that's not only drought-resistant but also known for its medicinal properties. For those of you who love a bit of height in your garden, consider drought-tolerant trees like the blue oak or the California buckeye. These trees are native to dry climates and have adapted to thrive with minimal water. They also provide a beautiful canopy of shade, creating a cool retreat on hot summer days. When it comes to shrubs, the California lilac stands out. It's a beautiful shrub that produces a profusion of bright blue flowers in the spring and requires little to no water once established. And let's not forget the grasses. like the blue grama grass, which can transform your lawn into a low-water, low-maintenance haven. Remember, each of these plants has its own specific care tips. Some need well-drained soil, others prefer full sun, and some might require a little pruning to keep them looking their best. With the right plants, your garden can be a resilient oasis, even in dry conditions. So embrace the beauty of these drought-tolerant plants and let them transform your garden into a vibrant, water-efficient paradise. Designing a drought-tolerant garden goes beyond just plant selection. A successful design strategy takes into account not only the selection of drought-tolerant plants but also the layout of your garden. This can have a significant impact on water efficiency and aesthetic appeal. Firstly, consider the placement of your plants. Group together plants with similar water needs. This way you can ensure that each plant gets the right amount of water, reducing wastage and promoting healthier growth. For instance, succulents and cacti, which require less frequent watering, can be grouped together, while perennials and shrubs that need a bit more hydration can form another cluster. Next, let's talk about the use of hardscaping. Hardscaping refers to the non-living elements in your garden, such as rocks, pebbles, and pathways. These elements can add texture and contrast, enhancing the visual interest of your garden. More importantly, they can serve as a barrier to prevent water runoff, helping to conserve water in your garden. Another design strategy is to make use of vertical space. Vertical gardening can be a great solution for smaller gardens or for those who want to maximize their growing space. Plants like climbing vines and trailing succulents are perfect for this purpose. Not only do they add a different dimension to your garden, but they also create shade for other plants, reducing their water needs. Lastly, consider implementing a rain garden. A rain garden is a depressed area in the landscape where runoff water from roofs or driveways is collected. This water is then slowly absorbed by the soil, providing moisture for the plants in the garden. It's a smart and eco-friendly way of making use of natural resources. Remember, designing your garden is a creative process. Experiment with different layouts and elements, keeping in mind the principles of water efficiency and aesthetic appeal. Over time, you'll create a garden that's not only beautiful but also resilient, able to thrive even under dry conditions. A well-designed layout is a key step towards a successful drought-tolerant garden. Water is precious, and how we use it in our gardens matters. It's not just about watering your plants, it's about watering them wisely. One way to do this is through drip irrigation. This method delivers water directly to the root zone of your plants, minimizing evaporation and runoff. It's like giving your plants a slow, steady drink, quenching their thirst without wasting a drop. Now, imagine if you could harness the power of nature to water your garden. Well, you can with rain barrels. These are containers that capture and store rainwater from your roof, which you can then use to water your plants. It's a beautiful cycle, really. The rain falls, you collect it, and then give it back to your garden. And the best part? Both of these methods can be easily implemented in your own garden. Drip irrigation systems can be as simple or as complex as you need them to be, and rain barrels come in all shapes and sizes to fit your space. So, to sum it up, smart irrigation is all about efficiency. It's about giving your plants what they need, when they need it, without excess. It's about respecting our water resources and making every drop count. And ultimately, it's about creating a garden that thrives, even in the driest of conditions. Smart irrigation techniques can lead to significant water savings. Maintaining a drought-tolerant garden is easier than you might think. It's all about understanding your garden's unique needs and being proactive in its upkeep. Let's dive into some key maintenance strategies. Pruning is crucial. It promotes healthy growth and helps your plants conserve water. Regularly trim back dead or diseased branches. And don't shy away from giving your plants a good haircut now and then. Weeding is also essential. Weeds can be voracious water thieves, so it's vital to keep them in check. Regularly patrol your garden for these unwanted guests and remove them promptly. Monitoring soil health is the final piece of the puzzle. Remember, your soil should be easy to dig and rich in organic matter. If it's too compacted or devoid of nutrients, it might be time for some soil amendments. With these tips, you can ensure your garden stays vibrant and healthy. So, are you ready to embrace drought-tolerant gardening? As we've seen, it's not just about surviving in arid conditions, but thriving. Imagine your own garden, vibrant and resilient, a testament to your dedication and ingenuity. Take these strategies, apply them, and witness the transformation. This isn't just a garden, it's a statement. It's your contribution to a sustainable future. Join us on this journey towards more sustainable gardening. Subscribe for more gardening insights and tips.